Okay, so now we've got a new scene called Untitled. We've got a main camera and a directional light. We're looking at it from the scene view. There's also a game view that looks at it from the direction of the camera. I'm going to take that game view, pull it off to the side here, and realign it. This will allow me to see both the scene view and the game view at the same time. In the scene view, I'm going to switch it to 2D mode. This helps when working with UI elements, which are on a flat canvas. I'm also going to select the inspector. This allows me to see the details of whichever item I've selected, whether it's the main camera, directional light, or future objects. Now we're ready to start adding objects to our scene. Let's right-click in the hierarchy window. Select Button to add a button to the scene. By default, when we add the first button, it adds a canvas for the button to display on, as well as an event system to manage things like button clicks and other events. If we look at the button itself, open it up, you can see it already comes with the text object as a child. That text object is a little bit fuzzy, so we're going to replace that. This is why we downloaded TextMesh Pro. So I'm going to select the text, right-click on it, select Delete. Now we're going to right-click on the button again, select UI, and select TextMesh Pro Text. For the button, let's go ahead and select that. You can see the different values. Let's go ahead and change the color of the button to be a black, and let's set the alpha to 120, so it's a little transparent. Let's select the TextMesh Pro Text object, go into the inspector, and we can see the text that's displaying on the button. Let's change that to Authorize. Great. Now let's adjust the size of the button. Select the button itself, select the rectangle tool, select the corner handle, and drag it out a little bit. That looks good. Now let's change the name of the button. Double-click on the text for the button, and let's call it Authorize Button. And now let's duplicate the button. To duplicate it, select the button and use Control-D on a Windows or Command-D on Apple. And let's call this one Request Button. This is going to be the button we're going to use to make the request. Select that button. Now go up and select the Move tool, and then we'll select the handle to move the button up or down, and move it down. Let's open that up, select the text, go to the text that displays on that button, and change that to Request. We need one more text field in the scene, and this is to display the response. Let's right-click on the canvas, select UI, and select TextMesh Pro Text again. And this is going to be our response text. Select it, rename it to Response, and then let's change the text on the button. Go into the button's text and change that to Response as well. This is going to be replaced with response text we receive. Let's go ahead and reposition this. Select the Move tool, then grab the edge handle, and let's move that out a little bit. Drag it left, lift it up, pull it down, and let's change the font size so it looks a little bit better. Of course, there's a lot of different things you can do in TextMesh Pro. Let's go ahead and select the point size and change that to an 18. And it's still a little hard to see. Let's change it to a black so we can see it better. Excellent. Now we're ready to start creating our scripts and then attaching them to the buttons. One thing that's good is to get in the habit of saving your work regularly, so you don't lose any of it. You can see this one is called Untitled and has an asterisk next to it. The asterisk means it hasn't been saved. So let's go File, Save Scene As, and we'll save this in a Scenes folder. So let's go ahead and create a new folder, call it Scenes. Now we have a new folder to save all our scenes, and let's call this FM Test. Join us in the next video where we go over writing the scripts to interact with the actual buttons.